4 people shot, 1 person is dead. All of this happened shortly after noon today outside of a funeral home in Northeast D.C.
Now, police tell us the shooting happened about 15 to 20 minutes, after that funeral had been released. And get this, D.C. Police Chief Robert Conti says an officer was on duty outside the funeral home on Benning Road at the time because the service was for the victim of another deadly shooting.
Now, we have live team coverage starting with our John Henry with more on what police say occurred here. John.
Hey Lorenzo, yeah, police cleared the scene here just about an hour ago outside this funeral home on Benning Northeast. There are many questions to this shooting, chief among them, who would target a funeral? Ray Williams was just working to keep this neighborhood looking nice.
Well, I was cleaning up in the parking lot.
That's when gunfire rang out 1 block away.
I heard about 8 shots.
Call for shooting at 4001 Benning Road Northeast.
In front of Stewart Funeral Home.
Yeah, I see people running down this way.
Medic 7, Medic 10, and Medic 21.
I seen the police running through the parking lot.
4 people shot.
Chief Robert Conti said it happened right in front of Stewart's Funerals, the intersection of 40th Place and Benning Northeast. A funeral had just let out around 12:17.
People were milling about when this shooting happened.
Conti said an MPD officer happened to be in the area at the request of the family inside.
Very close to where you guys are standing.
As the funeral was for 24-year-old Stefan Carroll.
Homicide victim in the latter part of March.
Still, the officer's presence was not enough to keep the peace.
Adult male is deceased. It appears that several of the people who were in the block were specifically targeted. We're unsure why that is. We're unsure why these people were targeted. More or less why they were targeted at a funeral. We don't understand that. I mean, how low can you be of a human being to target other people at a funeral? People who do these types of crimes, I mean, they need to be ultimately held accountable for their actions.
Now, at this point, police do not have a suspect or description of a suspect related to this case. On top of that, there was another shooting in Southeast about 5 minutes away from here, roughly around the same time this shooting occurred. But Chief Conti says it does not appear that shooting was related to this one. Now, my colleague here at WUSA 9, Delia Gonsalves, she walked through the community looking for answers about what happened here. Delia, what did locals tell you about this scene?
You know, it's interesting, John, that you mentioned that there was another shooting because so many folks that I talked to today say, listen, we hear gunshots nearly every day in this community. Gunfire, unfortunately, is not unique in these parts of town. They want city leaders to do more to help them, to support them in their homes so they feel safe staying in this community that they love. But now this shooting here outside of a funeral home has them questioning tonight, where can you be safe? Where there is fear,
I heard like a cannon, boom, boom, boom.
There is resolve.
We do have to lean in on faith.
And a call for unity.
Our city needs prayer.
The homeowner, the business leader, the community activist, a community torn apart by street violence, now in utter shock after a funeral ends in gunfire.
She was saying it was fireworks. It were people running away from the funeral home. They said it was a lot of kids, just a lot of adults just running into a parking lot.
Police say the family of 24-year-old murder victim Stefan Carroll requested police presence for his service at Stewart's funeral home on Benning Road. But somehow, the shooter still got through the 4 officers on the scene, killing 1 and injuring 3 others.
It definitely feels like a war zone living in this community.
We know the struggles that our community have, but we can't give up in these moments. This is the time to lean in. This is the time to say, okay, we have to have accountability.
We've been hearing a lot about, and a lot of folks from the city, city leaders saying we need more collaboration. This is what we need, but it seems like we haven't gotten there yet.
Well, this is a title-driven city, and if you don't have the right title, your solutions will not be respected.
Community activist Jay Brown says we all need to work together to attack this ongoing violence as he joined hands with the police chief and other city leaders to pray for peace, to pray for solutions. And that longtime community activist Jay Brown echoes the sentiments of the police chief who said earlier today that if someone is intent on committing violence, nothing will stop them, not even a funeral procession, not even mourners, not even police presence. Now, it is interesting to note that just 2 blocks away is the city's Office of Neighborhood Safety Engagement, an office working towards keeping these streets safe. not only 2 blocks away, we have a community center right next door. So certainly a very tough time, difficult time for this community as they try to come to grips with the ongoing violence on their streets. Back to you.
Just keep thinking of the trauma upon trauma upon trauma that you're hearing from everybody that you've talked to, Delia.
I like what that small business owner said, though. Even though this is exhausting, you cannot give up in this moment.
Got to stay focused.
Yeah. All right, Delia, thank you.